King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan. King's Dream.
Yeah. Prophetic utterances, they coming from the top down. When the king on the means of production is no cop-out. And to be clear, his name is Christ Jesus. Came down to the heathens, kicked it for a lifetime to make the scales even. If I ever feel invisible like I've been ghosted, I just remember how they treated the son of Joseph. I just remember what life was like on 33rd Street. Tummy aching, ribs showing, and plus I'm thirsty. But no weapon formed against me can't hurt me. See, I have seen the mountaintops and I'm hoping they heard me.
They prophesied me when I was 4, I would be that guy. Drip the water on me, I spiritually baptized. God still get on me, I get critically chastised. Got enough vision for my front and for my backside. But one woman, I don't wanna be none like you rap guys. I took shorty the Thailand, cause she wanna eat pad thai. Sound like the fat guy who made the videos about the frat guys and how little baby is like the magi. Remember when my auntie Nan thought I'd be a failure? Man, dawg, didn't I try to tell you? Ever since I got my banks up like I'm Azalea. Now groupies hit me up to show they genitalia.
Hold up, to be clear, we decide, but foggy to be fair, that might be TMI. Even I surpass all the lifeless mannequins. See him fly, stay skywalking like a mannequin.
If you sugarcoat ish, they gon' say they feel you. But if you spit that real ish, they gon' try to kill you. But I can't hold none back, cause ish be too real. Cry me and Timberlake like Jessica Biel. I don't feel none of pressure, I be too chill. Independent, I ain't take a new deal. Oh, I had to put my ego aside. I put my pride to the side like Marty McFly.
Yup, time travel, just peep the almanac. Calling plays behind the scenes, and plus our quarterback, I only fail forward. There's no way I'm holding back. Time tested, oh, you ain't never heard of that. These ancient truths, you can call them older facts. 45 for 40 days and 40 nights, 40 racks on him, but I'ma need like 4 of that. Robin Hood capped out, you know I ain't going back. Hey, while you wait for the next video to start, let me show you a quick behind the scenes of our studio. Right here, this is our editing bay. This is where me and my full-time team member Zach Sparazzo come up with the concepts for the videos, edit the intros, the outros, all that good stuff. Back here, this is where we do all the shooting. We have sliders, we have lighting, cameras, equipment, 4K projector, and guess what? All this stuff costs money. As we work towards improving the quality of our live stream, moving from regular 1080p to 4K streaming, and our videos, making them more interesting, expanding the team with hopefully more team members, improving the equipment, we want to help you guys partner with us in a creative way. So super chats of any kind on these live streams will be prioritized to get your question or comment highlighted and a shout out from me to you. And it's a great way for you to support what we're doing here and our hope to expand and grow the channel to reach more people. So all you got to do is click the little $sign, which will probably be synced up to your Apple ID account if you're an Apple user. Put in an amount of any kind, confirm it with your comment and question, and voila. Easy way for you to support our channel, support what we're doing here, and while at the same time guaranteeing that your question will get answered.
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Dababy released his new music video for the song Tough Skin, and he's depicting himself as crucified on a cross. Now, we'll get to the blasphemy stuff later, but first, check out this reveal. Wait a minute, what is going on here? They took the idea of having Dababy on the cross and literally made him look like a baby on the cross. Those garments, way too big. I mean, it looks like he's wearing a diaper. And why are his feet not crossed the way Jesus was? It looks like he's just man-spreading in front of the whole world to see. Jesus didn't man-spread like this. I don't know if it's his body type, the oversized diaper, or the angles, but he looks way too small on this cross. Whoever directed this video, wrote the treatment, and worked with the prop master completely screwed up the dimensions on this cross. I mean, when you're in pre-production, you gotta reference the classics. Like, I'm sure when it comes to Jesus getting crucified on The Chosen, they're not messing up the dimensions this bad. But regardless on how silly Dababy looks in this, it made me think of something Andrew Tate recently said.
I mean, the Christians haven't been gangsta in a long time. You can insult Jesus all day, no one cares.
I remember immediately after Tupac passed away, he was instantly depicted as Jesus on his Machiavelli cover and in the Scarface video. A few years later, there was a scene in Nas's music video where he too was on the cross, which led to Diddy beating up Nas's manager at the time, Steve Stout, over the scene being in the music video. I think Diddy is the kind of Christian that Andrew Tate would love. Years before Kanye ever put out Jesus is King, he too wore the crown of thorns on the cover of Rolling Stone, depicting himself Messiah-like, going on to assume the name Yeezus. And even as recent as Kendrick Lamar, wearing a $3 million crown of thorns while playing dress up as Jesus on stage with fake blood coming down his face, telling the audience that he is not their savior. So does Andrew Tate have a point? What is the obsession with rappers and people in general depicting themselves as the Messiah? So on this video, we'll be discussing what our reaction should be to all of this as followers of Jesus.
Ruslan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I need you guys to let me know where you're watching this from. Drop your location in the chat. Make sure you hit that smash like the video. We got over 144 you guys in here and there's only 47 likes. What is going on? Can we get the likes up real quick? Let me go back to the other instrumental. There we go. There it is. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. You beat me to the reaction. Okay, I see you, Truther. Truther out here just beating your boy to the reactions. It's okay, man. I'm not mad. Trinidad and Tobago in the house. Wow. New Mexico is in the house. Let me know how the levels sound, by the way. Liverpool, UK is in the house. Yeah, the algo, I hear you, man. You just got to keep going because the algo will pick it up once you keep being consistent. Charlotte is in the house. Let me know how the levels sound. New York City, leap of faith. Need you to cut off those locks and be bold. Is that what you said? I am so confused by your comment. You're causing me to stumble? Trinidad and Jamaica. Texas is in the house. The beats sound nice, the levels sound good. We might take us out with a freestyle later. Again, guys, smash the like button, drop your location. Baltimore's in the house. Nashville, Tennessee is in the house. Music sounds good, we jamming. Music is at least 6. Okay, this is very helpful. I appreciate you. So you said the music is 6 to 10 dB too high. Let's fix it, shall we? Shall we fix it, my guy? Okay, I got a lot of windows open here. Zach took off, so he's not here to help your boy. But we're gonna turn the music down. Let's see. Okay. Check. How does that sound? That sound better? Whoops. That sound better? Let me know if that sounds better. Craig, let me know how that sound. My man Craig giving me mixing advice. I think that's better. You let me know how that sound, Craig. Arizona's in a house. Better. Okay. We definitely need a freestyle. I got you. Bring the beat down 10 dB. I got you. This will be the intro beat. Sounds better. Okay. 155 of you guys watching. Can we get everybody to click out, smash that like button one time for the algorithm, please. New Zealand is in the house. Pittsburgh is in the house. Definitely better. Perfect. Craig, my man. This is what I'm talking about. Craig, you helping out, man. You showing love. I appreciate it. We've been working on the studio. Say hi, Molina. Hi to you. Stockton, California is in the house. Again, let me know where you're watching this from. Levels are great now. Perfect. Okay. Might need you guys' help later when we do the freestyle. Again, Ohio's in the house. Let me know where you guys are watching this from, please. New Zealand, a lot of New Zealand. What's the background music called? This is a beat I actually made, believe it or not, a beat I made for my buddy, bong, wah. This is a beat I made for my guy, Dayton. You get the wireless thing. No, we did not get the wireless thing yet. Wiring, yeah, everything is wired. Jesus from Lake Elsinore, you right up the street. Hey, quick announcement. I'm supposed to be plugging this. Okay, my guy Ivy has me coming out to the IE Marietta Lake Elsinore this Saturday. Let me see if I can get the flyer up. This Saturday, I will be in the Inland Empire. So, someone just, what the heck? You guys are, somebody just requested $400 on my Cash App. Y'all are wild. All right, let's see. Ivy, I need to find a location. So if you're in Southern California, make sure you pull up. Guys, 178. Let's get to at least 100 likes. Answering the call. We are going to be at this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ivy and myself at Answering the Call Conference. Okay, Lighthouse Church, I think is where we're at. Lighthouse SJ Church, San Jacinto. Anyway, let me know where you guys are watching this from right now. Drop your location. So if you're in the IE, make sure you pull up. Make sure you pull up and hang out with us this Saturday. And we will be getting into all that good stuff. All right, I got your like, Molina. I appreciate you. Again, guys, let me know where you're watching this from. Truther, we do got a slider that we figured out how to rewire this thing over here. And so I'm super excited about that because that is going to be, that's going to be heat. So Indiana's in the house. We are international. I love it, man. Brooklyn's in the house. Love from Michigan. The secret, what did you say? The secret what? The secret buttons. Yeah. I am 37. I'll be 38 this year. Okay, no shirtless photos. I don't want to cause anybody to stumble. Okay, I'll do a shirtless photo when I turn 40. And I got the test. I got the TRT. Definitely, I can think what you want. Your boy is definitely gonna hop on that. If my testosterone below 500, I'm definitely hopping on that TRT when I turn 40. Guys, let me know where you watch this from. We got Chicago in the house. We got 196 people here. Someone else just texted me. Okay, let me know where you guys are watching this from and drop your location for me. Yeah, so Truther, we're gonna have the main angle is gonna be on a slider over here. So I'm very excited about that. You could not get the center angle right, so we're gonna push it back and have it on a slider. Pennsylvania's in the house. Blur everything, just shirtless photos and blur everything. We might have to do that, man, because we don't want to cause anybody to stumble. Fort Lauderdale, South Texas, guys. Let me know where you're watching this from. Glendale. I love it. Let me know where you're watching this from. Drop your location. Smash the like button one time for the algorithm. Only 30 likes. It's not only 30 likes. 200 people. Let's go. Love your new setup. Appreciate you, man. So this is the after party setup. So we only got 2 of the angles up, but this is also our podcast, okay? So if you want to drop a super chat of any amount that is going to go towards our podcast, getting that off the ground, we want to do a big bang, big launch. We still need to buy stuff like a slider. We still need to buy a fourth camera. Cabo St. Lucas. Are you in Cabo St. Lucas? South Africa. Okay. So look, super chat of any amount just drives your question to the top, your comment to the top will get you on the screen, all that good stuff. But we're still buying stuff for the setup because equipment is expensive. All right, I'm just going to keep it a buck with you guys. Equipment is expensive, so any super chats, those help out a ton. You guys could also scoop up the merch. Those help a lot. Mike sounds great. Appreciate you. I've been trying to balance. I didn't like the podcast vibe because I don't like how most folks is like this, and then your face is not in the shot and it just looks bad. I got some backlights back here. This is from our original set, so I feel like we got a hybrid. We got the 6 screen, and then we got that. Atlanta's in the house. Hey, John, if you're in Atlanta, check out my brother Mishio Baraka. Blueprint Church just planted another campus in Atlanta in Sho Baraka. It's a soft launch, and Sho Baraka is leading it. I'm trying to get all my folks over there because Sho Baraka is a good friend. I am sipping on Blackberry Mint today. Blackberry Mint. Let's see if we go to this side. Boom, boom, boom. Is that going to get in focus? Blackberry Mint, yerba mate. Okay, so after you drop your location, I want to know what you guys think. So the baby drops his song, as Jesus. This has been done before. I feel like we're kind of desensitized to it. To Andrew Tate's point, I know it's not someone we want to talk about, but to Andrew Tate's point, do you think he has a point? Christians just be too soft. We don't trip about anything. Everything's all peaches. It's all roses. You start. I mean, the poor gentleman that just got stabbed. What was it? I can't say that on YouTube. She's definitely gonna get demonetized. But the author, I'm drawing a name blank, but it's because of some stuff he wrote about the satanic verses in the Quran back in the 80s, and they got him now. Like, this is crazy stuff. You know what I mean? And South Carolina's in the house. Appreciate you. So my question to you guys is, do you think that Andrew Tate was right and Christians are too soft? I want to know what you guys think in the chat. If you think Andrew Tate was right, Christians too soft, Do we need to turn up? We need to get brolic, right? He said Christians used to be gangster, but no gangster anymore. Do you think Kirk Franklin? Why would Kirk Franklin address Dababy? I'm just curious. Are they friends? He does have a point, but he doesn't. Andrew Tate, that was his big thing. By the way, he claims to be an Orthodox Christian. I got a video about that. So his big idea was, you know, Dababy, Christian too soft. You can't go to Romania. Romania is the most Christian Christian country, and you can't, you know, they don't mess around there with Christianity. Okay. So Random said Christianity is different than Islam. Tell me why. Tell me why Christianity is different than Islam. I want to hear from you guys. Shout out to my man Mobbing for Christ. He said, not worth the energy, in my opinion, to respond. There's a time to respond. Other things not worth our time. Yes, definitely think we are desensitized to people mocking Jesus. Influence need to continue to speak up. No. Christians in America use their vote to show their outrage. Okay, interesting, Abel. Kirk and Kim did a song together. They really? I didn't know they did. Wait, Dababy got a song? Dababy got a song with Kirk Franklin? Really? I did not know that. That's a book about verses of the Quran. Yeah, Natalie, yes, it is. David Wood's new channel has a really good video about that whole thing. Okay, I can't get into all of it, but it has a really good video about that. But there's no need for violence compared to Islam. Agreed. I think Christians at this point, I think Christians at this point, weird in the world, need to focus at home in their local church. Hollywood will always be Hollyweird. Christ was gentle to the Pharisees because they teach different Jesus to what Jesus teaches. Man, someone mocks God in the Bible monthly as of 2020. I would agree. Christianity is about God reaching down to man. Islam is focused on man reaching out to God. I agree. What he thinks is gangster religion. All right, let's see. We got our first super chat in. I appreciate the super chat from my guy Joshua. Joshua said, in my opinion, I think Christians need to defend the faith a little more, but not to the extent of Muslims. I think you nailed it, my guy. I think that's it. Right? Like, defend the faith a little more. But, you know, you ain't got to get violent over stuff. You know? Is it really that serious? I don't think so. I think one of the things that Dababy's missing, Dababy and Tate, is the mercy and the grace component. Right? The mercy and the grace component of Jesus, I think, is often missing from these conversations because this is a God that the hero of the story dies for the villain. What other story is there like that? Right? The hero of the story dies for the villains. Jesus is praying for the people that are crucifying him. Right? Santa Barbara's in the house. Appreciate you. Once you have taken away the facade of entertainment, then you understand the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of sin. Me and wifey were just talking about how they try to push the agenda where people say something to mock our faith, but in my opinion, it further solidifies that we believe in the truth. I love it. Be bold when we need to, yet be still rooted in love. We are called to be peace. I love it. You guys are sharp today, man. You guys are sharp. So, yes, full of grace and truth, right? And this is what I always talk about. And this is such a good verse. And Peter, let me pull it up here because I want to read it to you guys. And this is a verse I've been really thinking about a lot because I think this verse says a whole lot. Shout out to Sean Campbell in the house. I think this verse says a lot about the state of humanity. Again, hey, by the way, if you're in Southern California, Lighthouse Church presents me and my guy Ivy this Saturday in the IE. Ruslan Ivy Lighthouse Church in the IE. If you want to pull up, tap in with me on Instagram. We're going to be doing some promos, making sure that we are promoting it, and you guys know all about it. Okay, so let me pull this verse up for you guys. So this is a verse that I think we don't really consider enough, but it's everywhere. It really is everywhere. So this is a verse. This is, why did I say Peter? Okay. I got it wrong. 1 John 2:16. 1 John 2:16. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world. For for the world. And then this is the ESV. For all that is in the world, the desire of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and the pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world. Here's how I view this verse. I think this is a great verse. And I think it talks about three categories, right? It talks about, first of all, the desires of the flesh. Then it talks about the desires of the eyes or the lust of the eyes. And then it talks about the pride of life. Now, desire in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with desire. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to eat food and you desire to eat food. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to have a covenantal marriage where you're in covenant with your wife and you guys love each other and you enjoy the beauties of consummating your marriage. There's nothing wrong with that. Amen. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be reconciled with God. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be in covenantal relationship with the creator of the universe. Now, where we err, I think, in this is when the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life becomes the things that drive us. When these are the things that drive us to all of our decision making, I think we lose big time. I think we may think we win in the short term, but I think we lose big time. And I know this isn't popular to talk about, but I want you guys to just think through this. Most things that are being sold to you are packaged around one of these three things: a lust of the eyes, sex, sensuality, right? Something, OnlyFans, pornography, music, all that kind of stuff. Lust of the eyes. Lust of the flesh, which is what? Pleasure, right? Pleasure. Whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's food, pleasure is being sold to you. And you're always getting bombarded with some way to drop what you're doing in order to get more pleasure. Lust of the flesh. But the third one is tricky. The third one is tricky because the third one's called the pride of life. What is the pride of life? What is the pride of life? The pride of life is the need to be right. The pride of life is the need to have certainty and to have all the answers. So whenever someone's presenting something to you and they position themselves as the final end-all, be-all authority on everything, that is the pride of life. That is, hey, I'm right, everyone else is wrong. If a denomination positions themselves as such, I'm right, we're the only ones that can get into heaven, everyone else got it wrong, we're the true saved ones, everyone is wrong. This is where I believe Martin Luther said our heart defaults to one of two positions. Position number one, rebellion. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh. Rebellion. Do drugs, Will it catch up with me? Will it not? It'll catch up with you, fam. Don't do drugs. Don't do stupid stuff. Don't party away. Don't trick away your 20s and think you're just going to get it all together in your 30s. You're not. Okay? You're not. You mess around, and that stuff will catch up to you. Okay? Your 20s will catch up with you in your 30s. Your 30s, the decisions you make in your 30s will definitely hit you in your 40s. Right? So the obvious ones is the rebellion. I want to do what I want to do. I want to live how I want to live. I want to chase tail. I want to have pleasure. I want to do drugs. I want to eat what I want to eat. How dare you tell me I'm fat? How dare you tell me I'm overweight? You don't know me. I'm genetics. And it is genetics sometimes, to be fair. Right? You don't want to be told what to do. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh. Rebellion. Somebody try to tell you the truth. Don't tell me the truth. Don't tell me the truth. I don't want to hear that. You're shaming me. You're right. We've all heard this.
You guys think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid, guys. I know this.
We've all heard this, right? That's the obvious one. That's the rebellion. It's everywhere. The rebellion side is everywhere. Right? We default to one of these extremes. The rebellion side is the lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh. Okay? The other side, Martin Luther says, is religion or idolatry. Now, religion in the biblical context, religion means to what? Religion means to worship. That's what the word means. Jesus said, or James, the brother of Jesus said, hey, true religion is to care for the widow, care for the orphan. That means that our true religion, undefiled religion, like when we actually are worshiping God, that it should look like caring for the least of these. Okay? Now, religion perverted is idol worship. Religion perverted is you worship your pastor. Religion perverted is you worshiping your denomination. Religion perverted is you worshiping whoever is the guy in your circle who has all the answer. That's religion perverted. That's the pride of life. Your political party, right? The framing of everything as we got the answers, you don't got the answers, right? We got the answers, you don't got the answers. You're wrong, we're right. Careful with this stuff because it's more subtle. Is it not? It's more subtle because the obvious was like, yeah, like I'm going to do what I want to do and I'm going to live my life. Do you, YOLO, your truth, manifestation, da, 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 da. The other side goes to the other extreme. You do what I say and we have the answers and everyone else is wrong, right? And this is the pride of life. So and again, most things are going to be packaged around these three areas. Lust of the eyes, sex, sensuality, lust of the flesh, pleasure, food, drugs, and the pride of life. The first two, clearly rebellion. Most of us are hip to them. Not going to get hit with the okie doke. The last one is the pride of life. The last one is you need an absolute statement for every single way, right? And you need to have all the answers. And you know, this is a lot of I would say in Christianity, we could see this as like the hyper charismatic person that like it thinks if you don't speak in tongues, you're not truly saved. I'm a poke now, right? The hyper Calvinist. You know, the hyper Calvinist that thinks if you don't believe in the 5 points of Calvinism, they may not say you're not saved, but they're definitely checking for your salvation.
You guys think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid, guys. I know this.
Right? The pride of life, or it's a what my brother Kirk Kennedy would say. It's a theolitical faith. Your politics and your faith have to be attached. A Christian would never vote fill in the blank. They would never vote for fill in the blank. This is also on the other end of the extreme with the far left fringes, the social justice warrior types. How dare you be a conservative? How dare you blah, 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 blah. Don't you know everything? These people are bigots. This person's bad. This person, right? So I think in our pursuit of truth, in our pursuit of these things, I think we have to be aware of what is happening in and around society and culture because you're being indoctrinated into something. Everyone who's creating content is indoctrinating you into something, directly or indirectly. Everyone has an agenda, whether they know it or not, okay? And so if we are aware that everybody is indoctrinating into something, every content creator is indoctrinating into something, at the very least, we should be aware that this is happening. At the very least, you should know that the baby is trying to sell you something. The baby is trying to indoctrinate you into something. Your favorite political party is trying to indoctrinate you into something. Your favorite, right? And if you know that, then you could at least learn to start setting boundaries. See, if I know that when I watch Ben Shapiro, and I'm not mad at Ben Shapiro or fill in a blank, Matt Walsh or whatever, if I know that there's an indoctrination happening, at the very least, I can say, okay, let me understand that the format of this is kind of anchored around the pride of life. They're going to always dunk on the other side, and I could go into it at least with some boundaries. I could go into it with at least some self-awareness that, hey, I need to guard my own heart. Because what I don't want to do is place a political affiliation, a denominational affiliation, a spiritual gift over my allegiance to King Jesus. Over my allegiance to King Jesus. And your ultimate allegiance should be that of King Jesus, right? Natalie said, Ruslan indoctrinated me into reading Matthew 25 once per hour. Amen. I'm attempting to indoctrinate you into what I believe the gospel lived out looks like. I believe the gospel should compel us to care for the least of these. I believe the gospel should compel us to live our lives responsibly with the time, talent, and treasure we've been given so that we could be the hands and feet of Jesus. I believe Scripture teaches that, right? So, everybody's trying to indoctrinate you into something. Most people are selling you the obvious, and people are getting hip, and they're just like, I'm over this. This is stupid. But there are people that are now attempting to frame themselves as absolute truth. And if you're not careful, you can easily get sucked into something that can radicalize you, and you don't even know what the heck you've been radicalized in, right? Watching Ruslan, you'll get radicalized in reading Matthew chapter 25 and trying to live your life for Jesus. Praise God. I think that's a great thing to be radicalized in, right? Watching Dave Ramsey can get you radicalized into being financially free, financially literate, with the caveat that then you start thinking that, hey, everything is a binary, right? And everybody does it to some extent. So again, you have to be sober enough. I was talking to somebody, I can't reveal who because I'm about to be on their podcast, but I was talking to somebody that's friends with Ramsey and collaborated with Ramsey, and I said, so tell me, like, tell me what parts you, like, disagree with Dave Ramsey on. And he's like, well, you know, we rock with Dave Ramsey. And by the way, Dave Ramsey's principles changed my life. You guys know. I think there's a link to Dave Ramsey's baby steps in the description of all my videos. It's been there for years. So I think the first 3 Dave Ramsey's baby steps are huge, important, super important. Get out of debt. If you're in debt, get in debt. But as I've came around, as I've ran a business, as I've done these things, and within the last 9-10 months, I've gotten a credit card, right? And I'm always curious, people that are really into Dave Ramsey, like, how hardcore are you? And even talking about this, there'll be some people that are like, that's bad, it's wrong, how dare you, bad, right? They'll pull up Mark Driscoll, how dare you? and with that, I said, yo, where are you at with the credit card thing? And he was like, well, you know, like, we believe most debt is bad. And I'm like, I'm totally with you. Yes. I was like, do you guys got a credit card? And he's like, yeah, like, we got a business credit card. We use it and we pay it off every month. I was like, oh, like I do. Oh, like most financially responsible people do who know how to handle credit cards, right? And there's perks or whatever. And then, you know, so it's like even people in those circles who collaborate with those people who have that ethos still go, yeah, I'm not going to drink the tea all the way. I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid all the way, right? And now, I told you guys earlier, I think debt is like dessert. Most folks can't handle dessert. You think you can, but you really can't, because most of us, 70% plus of Americans are overweight, technically, like the BMI technical definition, though I think there's some wiggle room there, because you got to factor in body fat, you got to factor in, you know, other stuff. I think most of us can't handle that. But if we're looking at it through the lens of, let me live my life as the highest form of allegiance is Jesus. The highest form of allegiance. Not my political party, not my country, not my denomination, not a spiritual gift, not my genre of music, what I prefer, what I don't prefer, right? The highest form of allegiance is Jesus. Now, how does that get fleshed out? Right? Now, how does that look on a day-to-day basis? And I think this is the part where, you know, it can get very confusing for many of us, right? I always pay it off in full. I charge everything I can. It's free money. You know, interesting questions, interesting conversations. And these are the things I think about, right? And I go, okay, how extreme, how radical are you in these positions? Because if you drink the Kool-Aid too far, like if you drink the Ben Shapiro Kool-Aid, if you drink the Dave Ramsey Kool-Aid, you know, you could be on some stuff, you know? Yeah, pay them. Yeah, I think most folks can't handle credit cards personally, but I do think that a few people can, and in that, you can leverage it, you know, and especially now, I think with the housing crisis, like I'm somebody's moving that I'm close with, and it would be very difficult for them to move if they didn't have a credit score like it was a year ago, and thankfully they've been able to build their credit score up, and it's in like the high 700s, and you know, it's substantially easier getting a place, getting a house, all these different things. Anyway, so guys, we're doing your questions. I'm sitting here just kind of sharing the things that I'm thinking about in real time. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, pride of life, Martin Luther, our heart defaults to one of two extremes, whether that is, you know, I'm all for debit cards. Debit card, you know, that's the same as cash. Our heart defaults to the extreme of worship or religion meaning idolatry, you know, and so understanding that Dababy, that whoever you're listening to, whoever you're consuming from, are attempting to get you indoctrinated into something. Sean, no, not super chats. Super chats just get prioritized, okay? Craig said, this is a good question from Craig. Appreciate you, Craig. Craig helped me out with the audio, so, you know, we're going to prioritize Craig. Craig said, how do we not give clicks that push this garbo up in the algorithm, but still click in as creators, do view reviews, gain perspective, equal clicks? No. Great question. Thank you for asking that. not all clicks are equal. Clicking into the Baby song on Spotify, clicking into the Baby's music video, not equal. Okay, clicking into, like, I didn't click into the Baby thing until we got screen grabs of this. I saw it on the Crew's Hip Hop Corner's Instagram. That's how I got hip to it. So at the very least, I'm clicking into their video. You know, I'm clicking into their video, their repurposed video. And so I'm clicking into a Christian creator and not the actual video. So no, not all clicks are created equal. That's a great question. Truth without grace leads to legalism. Grace without truth leads to lawlessness. Come on, somebody. That can preach. Speaking credit score, do you think America will get a social credit system like China? I don't think so. I don't think so, only because I think there's so much pushback against the totalitarian nature of stuff post-COVID, in terms of, like, you really saw how hard you could push Americans, and then you saw there was a line. I think people saw there was a line. Here's the, you know what I mean? So even folks that went and got the jab or the bang still were like, y'all got to stop. This is nonsense. This is ridiculous. We're firing frontline workers because they had the Rona and they don't want to get the jab. Like, this is stupid, right? So I think people figured out, like, okay, you can't do this. I don't think that would, I personally don't think that will fly. And if it did fly, you know what would happen? People in blue states would just move. I mean, there's already a mass exodus happening in my state, in California. I think people would just move. You saw a massive amount of people move from New York to South Florida. So South Florida is like, you know, bodega central culture, right? It's a lot of Puerto Ricans down there. A lot of New Yorkers are down there. So I think that's what would happen. I don't think they could do that. I don't think that could happen. And no, I don't think that could happen here. My opinion. And I think what would happen, in order for that to happen, I think what would happen is it would be maybe certain states can try to roll that out. Like, I could see something like that trying to happen in California or New York. I don't think that's happening in Texas. And I don't think that's happening in Florida. And I don't think that's happening in Vegas. That's where I would move, by the way. If I was leaving California, I would just move to Vegas. Which I still may, you know, depending. I really want to keep a place here just because my kids are going to school here. I don't want to leave California. But if I had to leave, which I think we'll know by the end of this year's taxes, depending on how much we got paying state taxes, I would probably go to Vegas if I had to go anywhere. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the credit score thing. But no, I don't think we're going there. Guys, let me know what other questions you have. Again, super chats will get prioritized to continue helping us build out the podcast studio. As you see, we have 2 cameras. We're building a 3rd camera, which will be right here. It'll be a center angle, sliding on a slider. Yeah. So why Vegas? Vegas, the dry heat. I can't do Texas. I can't do humidity. The dry heat in Vegas, it's a major city. The airport is great. There's no traffic, and it's a 45-minute flight from San Diego. So in a perfect world, if we were really crushing it in the new merch. By the way, the store is linked in the YouTube now, and the new merch, the next drop for around Black Friday, we're trying to get rid of everything we can. So if you want to help us out, buy some merch. We're trying to get rid of everything we can, and all the new stuff is going to be done through Native Supply. So if the merch blows up, we're doing music. If the music blows up, we start really doing some crazy numbers. I did the math, and I got a buddy who he earns a good amount, and he pays like $30K in state taxes. $30K in California state taxes. That number's only going up. I did the math. I said I could keep my place here. I could keep my little condo that we rent here with all the utilities, with flights, and go and like, if I were just to transfer and get a bigger place in Vegas and be able to keep the place here, and I'll probably save $10,000, right? If I'm paying $30,000 to $40,000 in state taxes, which I don't know I am, then yeah, I would do that. The website is blessgod.shop. So the reason Vegas is, again, I could do the dry heat. I can't do Texas. I can't do the humidity. It's close enough to California. It's there's no traffic. I got friends there. My buddy Sean Cannell there. My buddy Ryan Panita's there. My buddy Omar from Think Media is there. I already have kind of some friendships, kind of a network there. Church friends there. And so, yeah, 30 racks is what my buddy paid to live in California. And again, he's in tech. I think he makes outlandish amounts of money, way more than I do. But if it ever got to that level, yeah, I would just go live in Nevada for 184 days a year. Move from New York to here. If it wasn't expensive, I would stay. Any advice on changing a very realistic mindset? I battle with it. Yeah, Leah, can you give me more specifics? What do you mean by legalistic mindset? What do you mean by change it? What's up with you in Vegas? I just answered the question. I think Vegas is lit. I think Vegas is centrally located. The airport is a major airport. The cost of living is cheaper. There's no state taxes, and I think you're getting the best of both worlds. It's not as humid as South Florida or Texas. The Truth of the Matter podcast. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of that, but I am going to be on Tim Ross's podcast. We're working on me getting out to actually Texas. So yeah, we're going to be out there. Florida is mad humid. Yeah, Florida is gross. I love Florida, but it's gross. Sean, we don't just have $70 hoodies. First of all, this is a $100 hoodie, just to be clear. This is our most premium hoodie. We have $50 hoodies, I think. I think all of our hoodie, $50 or $60. And it's free shipping on over $80. But this is my philosophy. I don't like fast fashion. So we made our stuff in a way that will allow you to keep it in your closet for a decade. And you can go read the reviews about it. It holds up, so on and so forth. And so I think I'm not really trying to, we'll do some like $15, $20 t-shirts for Black Friday, but I'm not trying to make a bunch of like super cheap stuff that's going to fall apart just because like I don't like dressing like that. I don't like, stuff from H&M and Forever 21. A lot of stuff is really cheap. I love Vegas. I didn't know about the no state tax. Too bad. No winter though. Yeah, I can't. I don't need the winter. Have you seen Don's debate with Gideon? I have not. I seen a little bit of it, and I couldn't really get into it because I'm like, yeah, I'm not really, trying to watch a debate on the Sabbath. Should we have a church council for Christianity today as a whole? Maybe a global one or a council for the U.S. I don't think that would ever work with Protestants personally. I don't think that would ever work with Protestants personally. I think we're way too divided. I think there are actual councils of everybody besides Protestants, the Orthodox, the Oriental Church, the Catholic Church. They have their counselors, and they welcome in Protestants, but Protestants don't rock with them. So I don't think that would work. The mockery of the cross is a ploy of the devil to desensitize pop culture to the seriousness of it. Come on, Dan. Hey, that's what's up. Can't wait to see the podcast in Ross. Yeah, I'm supposed to go out there early September. We're working on it. Hold up. Back up off South. Yeah, come on. Listen, Brianna, respectfully, you've never been to Southern California. It's once you come here, it's very difficult to leave here. South Florida is wild. What do you think of listening to Chris Brown songs that don't promote drugs and sex? Songs like Wheels Fall Off and Hate Me Tomorrow. I don't listen to Chris Brown. It's just not my cup of tea. If I had to parallel it, like, I don't know, my day we used to listen to Music Soul Child. And Music Soul Child sang about love, and it was generally more neutral songs. That's different. I think that's different. You know what I mean? Got here late. What did Dababy do? You should rewind the stream. Baby dressed up like Jesus. Everybody's dressing up like Jesus. Kendrick with the $3 million crown of thorns, right? And the playing dress up as Jesus. We got Dababy. You got you got a lot of folks trying to play themselves as Jesus. Does this feel reminiscent of the Last Supper scene from Ariana, Kendrick, and the Crown of Thorns? I don't know. I think Kendrick is confused, unfortunately. I've been to Southern California. Falling asleep in traffic is not something worth sitting through. Well, you've been to Los Angeles. Southern California is not just Los Angeles. You need to come to San Diego. San Diego, Orange County, completely different. Completely different. Every measurable, metric. Do you dislike country music? I'm indifferent to country music. What's your denomination? I am non-denominational. I don't have a denomination. I go to I go to a charismatic church. I don't necessarily align with every single thing my church believes about every single thing, but I don't have a specific denomination. Chris Brown will never. Hold on, what? Chris Brown will never play on any of my speakers. Yeah, I haven't listened to a Chris Brown song in a really long time. It's good now. Everybody talking about Jesus. Can you explain the Trinity versus oneness? You want me to explain the Trinity versus oneness? Well, oneness is a heresy that goes all the way back to Arian, and it's kind of settled at the Council of Nicaea. This has been settled for thousands of years. So I don't know what else is there to explain, right? I think the divinity of Jesus is core to the Christian faith. Jesus being eternal, Jesus being fully man, Jesus being fully God. This stuff has been settled thousands of years ago. This is what Christians believe, 1,000 years. And when that stuff came up a long time ago, it was settled a long time ago. And the fact that it like reared its head in certain Protestant circles is very interesting, and the only folks you'll find that reject the Trinity is Jehovah's Witnesses, Oneness Pentecostals, and I think some Unitarians. Is it Arianism? I think it's Arian. I could look it up. But this was settled at the Council of Nicaea. So it's like you're trying to rehash something that is, it's kind of a done deal. Like it's been wrapped up. You know what I mean? Why did you leave Orthodoxy? I don't know if I left Orthodoxy. I grew up Armenian Apostolic, which I guess is kind of Orthodox, and then I got saved in a secret church. And I go now to like a non-denominational charismatic church now, but I still pop into the Armenian Apostolic Church. We just went a couple months ago. I took my son, and I like the experience, right? And some people might think that's weird. I disagree with them about stuff around theology and christening and that whole thing. So, there's that. Why I always have condemning, intrusive thoughts. Apostolic church here. What kind of apostolic? Are you talking about Armenian apostolic? Like apostolic, you trace it back to an apostle in the Bible? Because that's what I mean by apostolic. I don't mean like you have an apostle at your church. That's not what I mean. If I do certain things, isn't necessarily sinning. Like dumb stuff, for example. I think, listen, you when it talks about conforming your thoughts and not being conformed to the world, that takes effort to change the way you're thinking and what you're allowing to go into your mind. It takes effort, It takes effort. It takes time as well. It's not an overnight process. On a Slick and Thick podcast, you spoke a lot about church history and how the gospel spread. Any resources you recommend to learn more on early Christianity church history? I've been thinking about that because there isn't channels that explore church history. I'm actually doing a video on church history tomorrow. So make sure you're subscribed with your bell notification on. I got an amazing guest coming by tomorrow to talk about that. And so with that, I guess I'm going to create some of this stuff because I think church history is so fascinating. And I actually think church history, believe it or not, I think church history is one of the best ways to avoid deconstruction, because people in the deconstruction circles view their issues are often with like the American evangelical church, and they have such a myopic view of Christianity, and it's very, very, very limited. It's very limited to like a specific evangelical type of church that has a lot of overlap with like the moral majority and all this stuff. Well, there's a whole nother world of Christianity out there that is, shocker, not all white, right? Because that's the critique. Christianity is white supremacy. It promotes Donald Trump, white supremacy, right? That's a whole, we'll table that. And so you got a whole big, broad, beautiful, diverse denominations of Armenian Apostolic, Indian churches, Ethiopian Coptic, Egyptian Coptic, Ethiopian Orthodox. So this whole idea that like Christianity is synonymous with white supremacy when the majority of the world that's Christian isn't even white. Like that's the hilarious part to me, man. And so yeah, I think it's such a shallow perspective of Christianity. And so we're actually going to be talking about that tomorrow. We're going to do a video about that tomorrow. And I think if people knew that, I think there would be way less desire to deconstruct, because what you're attempting to deconstruct from is actually evangelicalism. And Christianity is not evangelicalism. Christianity is not even evangelicalism in the West. I met a lot of Afro-Americans with gripes against Christianity because of the history in the West, trying to introduce them to apostolic churches that didn't create a race ideology. Come on. And so, yeah, anyway, so I think there's so many weird things and happening with that. So we're going to be talking about that within the context of church history. Because if you know your church history, then you know that Christianity is not a white religion. It's not a European religion. It actually has deeper roots everywhere else. That even the Catholic Church, as we know it today, and Protestantism are still relatively early to the scene. You know what I mean? So, anyway, somebody said if Beyonce did what Dababy did, Christians would go ham. You think so? I think people went ham on Beyonce regardless. I'm picking a book up on the history of the Ethiopian church. Yeah, these aren't like books. There's not like I haven't seen like a single book written about all the different arms of Christianity. I haven't seen that. And I can't point you to like a single video. You kind of got to dig for this stuff. But again, we're going to be talking about some of this stuff tomorrow. So anyway, guys, if you got more questions for me, let me know. Drop a super chat if you can. Those help out a ton. And we're going to get out of here with a freestyle just in a little bit. We're going to be getting out of here with a freestyle in a little bit. Christian behind Jordan Peterson. Yes, I watched some of Jonathan's stuff. I think it's okay. He's Orthodox, right? He's Orthodox, right? Yeah. I've seen some of his stuff. I think it's cool. I'm not like super hip, but yeah, I think he's solid. I think he's solid. All right, again, it's like 6 p.m. Where you at? Yeah, it's what is it? It's 6:42. It's 6:42. Thank you for asking, guys. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe because tomorrow's video is gonna be dope. Armenian and Ethiopian are original Christian nations. Correct. They are. Let's not forget we lost what we thought acts of blasphemy. Let's not forget when we were lost, we thought these acts of blasphemy were cool. Also, do you believe Christians are in a holy war? What you got to define war. What do you mean by war? I think you got to be very clear about that. I think there's a lot of people think that, but we've been in a war with the systems of the world. We've been in a war with so many other things for so long. So yeah, I don't know. I think you got to define what you mean by that. What would you say about the Black Hebrew Israelites? I think there's a difference between someone that identifies as a Hebrew who's Black because there's precedent, they believe through history, and they still affirm the Trinity. They still go to a church. They still believe in Jesus, though they may call him Yeshua. I think there's a difference between that person and my buddy Street Hymns. If you guys aren't familiar with Street Hymns, he's a Christian battle rapper. There's a difference between that person and someone that is the Black Hebrew Israelites you see on the corner. Totally different, right? And though they may seem the same, they're not. They're not. Street Hymns still has white friends. Street Hymns still thinks white people can get saved and go to heaven. Street Hymns, right? It's just based on, his view of who Jews were in the scriptures, who Jews are today, Jews in Africa. He believes that, there's precedent. There's enough precedent and enough historical precedent that he identifies ethnically as a Hebrew. I think he keeps the Sabbath. I don't know how, legalistic he is about it. I don't think he believes, I'm going to hell if I don't keep the Sabbath, right? So there's a difference between that and, what you see Vocab Malone talking about. Now, that's not an endorsement of whatever everything Street Hymns believes or whoever, but there's a spectrum there, right? There's a spectrum there. And but the stuff you see Vocab Malone and those guys debating, yeah, those guys are pretty far gone. Those guys are pretty far gone. That's dangerous stuff. That's some really dangerous stuff. And so, and there's a huge sect of them in San Diego. But you know what I always tell you guys? Wisdom will be proven right by her children. Wisdom will be proven right by her children. If something is true, I don't have to be threatened by it. If something is not true, I don't have to be threatened by it. And I don't think what they believe is true. Check out this book for Church History Turning Points by Mark. Can you recommend books beyond what you and PBD spoke of? Maybe a top 10, a list of Sandra, of business books? Can you be more elaborate? Of business books? I think there's a lot of really good business stuff out now that's current. I think anything by Seth Godin is really good. I think anything, Don Miller's book on storyboard is really good. So there's a lot of really good stuff in there. Is keeping Sabbath required? No. Jesus is our Sabbath. No. Because all the other commandments, all the other moral laws of God were repeated in the New Testament with the caveat of the Sabbath. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't Sabbath. That just means Jesus is our Sabbath, right? And it is what it is. So anyway, guys, if you guys got any other questions, drop them. Drop a super chat. We're going to close out with a freestyle and all that good stuff. 248 of you guys watching. Thank you for being here. Make sure you smash that like button before you get out. Again, guys, this video comes down, and all we have left up after this video, this goes on Patreon. Okay, so if you're not a Patreon, consider partnering with us on Patreon. It's $5 a month. It really does help with everything we got going on here. Great question. Are you semi-famous? So religions say yes to Christianity says done. Amen. That's so good. Religions say do, Christianity say great. We put it Jesus our Sabbath. Yeah, Jesus our Sabbath, Jesus our rest. Now the principle of Sabbath I think is great. I think it's great. Just like the principle of modesty, just like the principle of avoiding debt, right? Those are principles, those aren't laws. And when you want everything to be a law, you can get into some really gnarly stuff. So there's Luke asked, is it possible to be an evolutionist and a Christian? This is one of those you want the Rolo sound effect? This is one of those weird questions because I think people are looking for, where's the Rolo sound effect? I like moved some stuff around and I don't see my Rolo sound effect. No. Anyway, you start getting requirements of like, what does someone believe in order, and if what they believe is indicative of whether or not they're truly saved, and do they have some views that they're in error. People will throw out like the tongues question, and I don't know if you're coming from like a young earth creationist perspective, because there's folks that will believe like, if you don't affirm young earth creationism, meaning the world is 6,000 years old and God created the animals exactly as they are today, and there were no dinosaurs, or the dinosaurs were somewhere around, blah, 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 they'll dismiss you. There's folks like that. And so, or the Eucharist or tongues or whatever. So I'm not really sure where that question is coming from. I do know that and I'm saying this is my position, flat earth, that's pride of life all the way, flat earth. Whenever somebody's telling you that they have all the answers, you've been lied to, the world is wrong, and it is what it is, I think you got to be very careful. And there's a diverse amount of views about creation, and there's a diverse amount of views about the end times throughout church history within the lines of orthodoxy. Okay, within the lines of orthodoxy, meaning there's been a bunch of different views about these sorts of things. And so I don't spend a lot of time consumed with how it's going to end and how it started. Could God have used the Big Bang? Sure. Could God have created all the animals as they are today and there was no evolution ever? Sure. I don't spend a lot of time. When you start saying you can't believe in this and be Christian, I think that's where I go, wait a minute, slow down, because now what you're doing is you're manipulating and you're misrepresenting what salvation is. You're saved by grace through faith in Jesus. Devin said the sin of certainty. When you need to be certain about all these different things, you're sliding into something dangerous, okay? Because if you're anchored on tongues and young earth creationism and this and that, why people deconstruct is they build their houses on sand, and then someone comes and pulls one thread and everything else falls apart about your theology. 5 points of Calvinism, so on and so forth, right? So if you aren't careful, you could easily build your house on something that's a non-essential of the faith. The essentials of the faith should be the essentials of the faith. So, to come back full circle, do I believe there are Christians that believe in theistic evolution? Yeah, I think those folks exist. I think you don't got to go further than watching the Unbelievable channel. I think there's a lot of Christians that believe in theistic evolution, meaning that God created the Big Bang and set everything into motion, yet they still hold that Adam and Eve were literal people, that the account starting in Jesus, with Adam and Eve was literal. There was literal people that God picked. Yes, that's there. I do believe that the folks believe that and are saved and are going to heaven. I believe there are people that have different views about the end times. One of the views that I'm most intrigued by is the post-millennial view about the end times. I hope that's the right view, that revival is going to break out, that Christians are going to win back and spread the gospel and all that kind of stuff. I hope that's the proper view, right? Do you think it's bad overthinking everything as Christians, for example, like thinking if I don't pray every day, I'm leaving an open door for the enemy and something will go wrong? Yeah, because again, you're building your house on your works or your views or your certainty. And you just got to be careful with that. Yeah, you could post a review of my song, bro, of your song. Yeah. So that's what I mean by pride of life. Bring it full circle. That's what I mean by pride of life, right? When someone's like, do you believe young earth Christian? Do you believe in evolution? Like, my views on this stuff are honestly kind of irrelevant. I could tell you what I think could have happened, and I can tell you how I hope it ends. I hope post-millennialism is right. I hope that great revival breaks out and we take the gospel to the known world and all these amazing things. I hope that that's what happened. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not, I may not even be around. We may not even be around when everything ends, But when people, it's much easier to speak to you with certain terms and use fear as a motivator to say, hey, Jesus coming back any second. True, but we've also been saying this for hundreds of years. We've also been saying this for a very long time. And it's inconsequential to what you're supposed to do now. It's inconsequential to what you're supposed to do now. How you're supposed to live now is inconsequential on if Jesus comes back today, this year, this decade, next year, 1,000 years from now. What you're called to do is what you're called to do, regardless. And that's why I point to Matthew chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25. And everybody wants to have a certainty about these things. So anyway, guys, if you want to take us out, if you want me to take us out with a freestyle, drop a 1 in the chat one time. We're going to do some freestyling stuff. I'm going to swap out my headphones. Drop a 1, drop a 1, drop a 1 in the chat real quick. I'm going to swap headphones. Ruslan, what's your view on Scripture when it comes to inspiration? I think all Scripture is God-breathed and inspired. I think the better question is, what parts are we supposed to take literally? All Scripture is God-breathed. All Scripture is good for teaching, for correction, all that kind of stuff. The question I think many folks get caught up on is what parts are to be taken literal. And I think that's where we can go, okay, let's hash that out. I think most folks believe that all Scripture is God-breathed and God-inspired. How literal, what parts are literal, what parts are we supposed to take? Right, that's where I think there's a spectrum of views. And so, like, I don't think Job is to be taken as prescriptive Scripture. I don't think that Jesus is being prescriptive when he tells you to pluck out your eye and chop off your arm. That's a literary device. And if you actually talk to like scholars, they'll tell you that the Bible and the language of the Bible has way more literary devices than anything in our language. Meaning, like, we have like a couple, and they have way more literary devices. And so, I think those are like really good questions to think about when you're talking about these things, because I think if you're looking for it to be like, well, give me a black and white answer. Is it literal or is it not literal? The Joseph Solomon fern is giving me life. What is the Joseph Solomon fern? I don't know what that means. Did I miss anything? Why is everybody texting one? Text one if you guys want to hear me close this out with a freestyle. You're late. I think you're late. It's okay, though. It's okay. You're a little late. I'm not mad at you. All right. Text one because we want to take us out with a freestyle. Right? So that would be my answer to that. Not a popular answer, because people want, again, certainty, right? All right, you guys ready? Let's see. Check, 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 check. Let me know how the levels sound. Let me know how the levels now. Let me know how the levels sound. Let me know how the levels now. Joe has ferns in his background. Oh, you're saying it's similar to Joseph Solomon. Let me know how the levels now. They sound good. They sound good. All right, let's take it back. We're gonna start it over. Yeah. Let me know how the levels sound. Let me know how the levels now. Yeah. Let me know how the levels sound. Let me know how the levels now. I see Uno up in the chat. They want me to freestyle. They want me to rap. They want me to do it the way I react when I grab the microphone. And rat, tat, tat, bang, 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 never though. Even though I got that concealed on me, I might grow out of that part of life when I might show. I'm having so much fun dropping these freestyles for show. When they knocking at my door like, let me know how the levels sound. Yeah. Let me know how the levels now. Why don't I see any fire emojis in the chat? Yeah, you know that it's going down. My man, okay, hip hop on the beat, speaking when I do, and you know that I gotta keep it neat. rock the street, bring it back again. When I speak it's neat, every time I do what I feel what I do, and I peep. Someone said something about the beat in the chat. Oh, the volume on the beat needs to bring it right back. I guess I got to turn it up a little right now. Is it going up? Yes, you know that it goes down. Fire emojis, there they are. Ruslan, I drive a real old car. It's an 06 Prius. When they gonna see us, best believe I'ma do it down for my Jesus, meaning that I'm gonna rep him every time I'm stepping, every time I do it. And you know I got weapons, I got them tucked away though, not out in the open when I'm spoken, and I do it so cool, Holy Ghosted, and I'm flowing off the top of the dome. It's so properly home when I do it again. It's no propers. Oh yes, I'm on my own. I got a copper new pair of sneakers. Oh yes, I rock a leap of faith. He's laughing. I gotta keep moving, you know I stay rapping. He said do the Rolo sound effect, I gotta find it. I do it right now when you know that we will rewind it.
You guys think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid, guys. I know this.
I know this, you know this. I'm low key, like Lotus. I'm up in the sky, I'm blowing. Every time I grab the microphone, you know I keep it going. I swear that this is my practice upon the pastime. And when I grab the microphone, you know I just pass rhymes over to the chat. They give me more words when I pass climb. Do it so cool, and you know I got the flash beat. Oh yes, they ask me. Yeah, it's another one. Why the chat going mother? That ain't even make no sense. Yeah, it's another one. And the beat kinda low, it's another one. Let me turn the beat up right now, write down what I see and I write now. Oh yeah, it's so cool, it's my man. Okay, hip hop on the chat, and we groove, talking about what the baby did. Oh yes, the baby looking like a baby on the cross, and you know that the baby lit. At least he think he in. As I'm dropping beats and I'm chilling with my friends on the chat, on the MIC when I blend what they wanna see, and you know we come again, and you know we gotta blend. Vamanos, so vamos, Ruslan, fire emojis. I am too strong, smooth beat over the beat, bro. That's what Natalie is safe saying. Oh yes, I gotta peep mo. Comments in the section when I'm spraying. Run harder. I don't understand. I gotta run farther. Sunflower. That's what they said earlier. Run power like a 50 Cent show. And you know the gunpowder, about to really let it glow. Yerba mate in the flow, yerba mate in my cup. Right now I be drinking mo. Right now I be drinking water. You know what it's hitting for. I got more fire emojis and I bless. Kelly P said that the word should be rest. I prefer that I bring it back when I have it. And I prefer that the word you drop would have been Sabbath. Never been a savage, well maybe in the rap store. Keep it like this and you know you just peep the map, bro. Oh, what the act for? Oh, what we rap for? Oh, what we do is so cool, got it back, bro. 1769, I lay low, he got the Camaro, just cause he say so. Every time I spray low, down, up, come around. I spent too much time in the underground. Now with the thunder sound is coming up from the sky. YouTube, best believe. Ruslan, I'm that guy that's here to bless God, and that's the only purpose. Tesla don't gas me, that would be worthless. You got your own charger, hopefully at your house, or use the super one. And you know, like when you out with your spouse at a grocery store. Rump, I don't understand what you mean by Arnold Trump. What you talking about? And you know when I'm stern, you're talking about Joseph Solomons and his firm. I got a rate. I don't even know what it means to osculate. Grace of God within us, Ephesians 2:10, and you know that he sends us back to our knees every time when we enter something we ain't supposed to do, but that Jesus keeps us at the center. He is the center of my life, giving you the holy flow, and you know I ain't gotta be striped, bibbity boo bitty boo. Sean Campbell, what you think you're Kanye? No, I'm not Drake, either are you. I get more fire emojis low-key when you do it so sick, you know that they know me. The revolution. Why y'all wanna talk about evolution? Why y'all wanna talk about what we doing? Movement, when I bring it right down, I'm fluid like water out the cup. Should we drop one more? Let me see. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Thank you so much. Pride of life, the message. We out, man. Listen. If you guys want to partner with what we're doing, the best way you can do that is sign up for the Patreon. Why is that not playing? Come on, Patreon. Okay. Patreon community. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're talking about deconstruction, church history. Make sure you're subscribed. All that good stuff. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the chat in the house. All right, we're out of here. Love you. Peace.